New podcast will pick up where Serial left off. A new podcast hopes to capitalize on the huge wave of interest in the podcast Serial in order to bolster the case of Adnan Syed, who was convicted of murder but maintains his innocence. It was one of the buzziest podcasts in history, and the first series of Serial has now been downloaded over 20 million times. For those who weren't obsessed, the recap. Serial re-examined the 1999 murder of 17-year-old Baltimore schoolgirl had minimally captivated U.S. and world audiences and caused a wave of online amateur sleuthing. But as host Sarah Koenig and the team behind the series move on, the woman who originally brought the case to Koenig has not. Rabia Chaudry, a lawyer and friend of the Syed family, launches the first episode of Undisclosed, the stately Adnan Syed on Monday. Chaudry has consistently campaigned on behalf of Adnan Syed, and brought the case to the attention of Serial's producers. But the podcast didn't come to a definite conclusion about Syed's guilt or innocence, and Chaudry hopes her effort will continue to keep attention on the case, although she was keen to emphasize that the podcast will not be Serial 2.0. The main difference will probably be that ours won't be nearly as entertaining or good, Chaudry joked. None of the hosts have prior experience in radio. The podcast will address either new evidence or facts that were not either identified or addressed in Serial, as well as bring new analysis to some of the existing conclusions, she tells BBC Trending. Chaudry says that the podcast won't continue indefinitely but that her team is not yet sure how many episodes of roughly 30 minutes will be produced. In February, Maryland's Court of Special Appeals granted Syed leave to appeal his murder conviction, on the basis of mistakes by his original lawyer, Christina Gutierrez. If he wins the appeal, Chaudry says she expects that ruling to be challenged.